What's up, everybody? Welcome to Laguna Seca, one of the best places on the planet and possibly the best place in America to drive a car. And I am in this video going to explain to you why the new Ioniq 5N from Hyundai is my favorite electric car I have ever driven. Most people are not particularly excited about electric sports cars, and Hyundai has heard you, and they've tried to solve this by lying to you. I don't mean lying about what the car can do. I mean making a car that lies to you. It has fake engine sound. It has fake gears. And underneath that is a very good electric car. And when I heard about those technologies, I thought, well, that's kind of hokey, but maybe it works. And now I'm here at the track. I've driven this car, and I'm telling you that not only does it work, it is crucial to making the Ioniq 5N a fantastic driving experience. Now let me just look at my notes to make sure I get everything right. It's got an 84 kilowatt hour battery that can be 400 or 800 volt multi-voltage architecture. It's dual motor, all-wheel drive. It has 601 horsepower or 641 horsepower with an overboost mode and 545 pounds of torque. It can charge at 350 kilowatts, which goes from 10 to 80% charge in 18 minutes. It is good for 20 minutes of on-track driving, and Hyundai insists that you can get full performance out of the car for 2 laps of the Nordschleife, which you may recall, the Taycan Turbo GT I just drove will only give you that full performance for 1 lap plus a little bit, and that costs 4 times what this car costs. The 5N is 2 inches wider than the regular Ioniq 5, 275 21-inch Pirelli P0 tires. They've done a lot. They've reprogrammed a lot, and there's a lot that you can change and customize. Like, of course, you can set the steering feel, the power level, the suspension is adaptive. There's the ELSD with different modes. You can turn ESC off. I have taken the liberty of pre-programming my favorite mode in Custom 2. So, well, now if I go to, I have these buttons on the steering wheel, so now I can go into Custom 2, and I've got the motor in Sport Plus, the steering in Sport, the shocks are in Soft, the diff is in Sport Plus, the ESC is off. In addition to all the powertrain stuff and the body change, they have increased the torsional rigidity by 41%. By adding a bunch of new like welding points and stuff like that. But let's get to the heart of this, which is how does it drive? So I'm putting it into to manual mode now, and listen. There's a fake burble tune. And it comes from all over. It's not one sound. Certain aspects come from the front. Burble tune comes from the back. We'll put it in drive, and now we are in manual mode. And bear with me because, look, it feels like gears. And look, I've got a red line to hit. So we're going to run a few laps here at Laguna, and I'm going to show you that this thing can dance, it can boogie, it's real fast, and it's a ton of fun. You're not going to believe this, okay? Here we go. The seats, these beautiful buckets, very comfortable, very supportive. Now, this car is real fast, 0 to 60, and if I'm guessing, 3 seconds flat, maybe even a little lower than that. Okay, the brakes need to get a little heat in them before they really start working. Now the sound is a bit digital, okay, but it doesn't take very long for the whole thing to really feel like a traditional car. Lie to me, Hyundai, but if you do it convincingly enough, I will be on board. Look at that, just flick, flick and go, smash the throttle. You can initiate on the brakes, you can hold it on the power. Now let's dive through the corkscrew, turn in, dive off the shelf, boom, full compression on the bump stops, but it retains its composure. Look, right here, initiate a bit of a slide on the brakes, heavy braking. Now the brakes have a little bit of heat in them, they're gonna start to work better. The car can actually play sound outside too, but I don't really like that. Look at this. Most electric cars completely fall apart when you start to break traction. Not this one. This one retains its composure even when you're getting oversteer. Look at this. Duck on the track. Get out of here, duck. I mean, look at this. Look at the flick. Look at the flick. Yeah. Dude. I mean, now I'm a lap in. Now I'm feeling it. And now I've completely forgotten that I'm driving an electric car. Now I'm in a sports car. Straight up, the gears allow me to choose my corner entry points, right? That's how I associate where I need to brake down to for each corner. That's something I don't like about electric cars. But the fake gears give me a reference. That's, things are bopping around down here. I'm sorry about that. But this car, it pulls some G's. It's got grip. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. It is the first EV I've ever driven at any price point that has the fizz. None of them have the fizz. But look at this. Look at this! I can oversteer it like a rear-wheel drive car. 110 over the crest. I like the brakes. The brakes are there. They get it done. Look at this. Man, I'm loving this car, dude. It's great. 66,000 bucks. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Initiate. It has like a programmable drift mode, but I'm not even using that. We're just full off right now. It's so great to balance on the throttle and on the brakes. It really, really talks to you. No electric car does this. None of them. This is the only one. I mean, have you ever seen me have any kind of fun like this in an electric car? And I'm not the only one. This is consensus from all the people here. I love this track too. Now, as we get to the front straight, not short straight, excuse me, get to the front straight, I'm going to use the NGB button, N Grin Boost. And that's going to give me 40 extra horsepower. I'll hit it, but listen to that. The engine noise goes away, as does the manual shifting. When I hit the boost button, I get 10 seconds of full power, but I lose the fake gears. Now I tug the downshift paddle here, and it comes back. Okay, so that's the good news. But what I don't love is I'm using that boost button on the long straights, which is really where I also want the gears to help judge my braking point. So I wish it would give you the boost with the gear. It doesn't, because they want maximum performance. And in order to get maximum performance, you can't use the gears, because the gears actually do torque limit. Like, they make it feel, it's not just sound, they actually make the power band feel like a gas car. So it builds. It's not everything right now. And the car just keeps on going. This is like a great car. This is so fun. Handles the corkscrew like really well. Like, the shocks can be a little stiff if you use the stiffer modes, but the setting I've got, where the powertrain is in full, the steering is in the middle setting, and the shocks are in the soft setting, that's the Goldilocks setup right there. Woo! All right, so now we're gonna cool it down, and I'm gonna give you some concluding thoughts. Concluding thoughts, people. Well, if you can't tell already, this is the most fun electric car I've ever driven, because it lies to me. But it lies to me so convincingly that it's fun. It listens. It's controllable. It's flickable. It's good on the street. It's good on the track. And then you can put it into a silent, comfortable EV regular mode also, and it's just like every other electric car, normal, right? Doesn't make it perfect. There are so many settings and menus within menus that it can be very overwhelming. You need a lesson in this car. For me to figure out what my settings were took a lot of time and a lot of fiddling, not just to actually feel the different modes, but literally to find them. You might call it menu bloat. There is too much menu. And so I think maybe in an over-the-air update or something, they need to simplify those menus to something that's, a little more usable, or you really just need to get some very good user training to get into all the menus. There's so much to choose from that it can be really, really overwhelming, to the point where even some of the Hyundai employees were struggling with how to set certain things up. Now, once you have your preferred modes, you can then program these two buttons and pretty much be done with it. But it takes a while to get there, you know what I'm saying? So menu bloat and option and feature bloat is one problem, and I'd prefer it was simplified and streamlined down a little bit. Dynamically, no notes. No notes. The transition from regen to brake pedal is perfect. The steering is sharp and direct and weighted properly. The shocks in the soft setting are on point. The balance of the car, look at this. It's fantastic. It does what it's told, and it doesn't do what it's not told, which, I mean, from an EV, that's just nuts. If everyone else who works in the EV industry isn't watching and going, oh, this is the way. This is the way. I mean, it's 4,800 pounds, but I'm telling you, you wouldn't know it. It easily feels 500 pounds lighter than that. I would have guessed it was 42, 43, and it's got so much power. Plenty of brakes, plenty of tire, plenty of chassis. It's got all of the goods. Whoa! What a good goddamn time this thing is. All right, we'll put her away. I have used, in the production of this video, start to finish, 30% of the battery. So I think they're right. You can do a 20-minute track session in this. You should be able to. The temperatures, the motor temps, the battery temps are all within range. Nothing has gotten hot. The tires are very consistent. The brakes are very. Look at them downshifting going into the pits. What an awesome car! It's absolutely awesome. Thank you guys for joining me on that little ride along at Laguna. I'm sorry if there was stuff flopping around here, but the thing pulls some G's. Hopefully you didn't hear too much of that, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you to Hyundai for putting me up. You can read my written review in the next issue of Road and Track in print. And, woo! Good time, good time.